Good morning. I'm back. I need some music. I'm back. I'm back. You're probably like, Carrie, you were gone way too long. And I agree. I was gone way too long. I should have tried to figure out. Yeah, I think I should have tried to figure out how I could have had somebody go live. So it was suggested. I'll tell you who suggested it one day, maybe not now. They were like, Carrie, you should have somebody else take over your lives when you have to teach. Because my goal is to keep Mondays and Fridays open for me. Mondays, so I can work on making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing at Caremark Realty Group. And on Fridays, it's my business development day. And it's not only my business development day, it is when I go live on Instagram. So, good morning. Welcome back. How's it going? Today I want to talk about real estate trends, and this is my trends report. This is what I think is going to happen in 2025. I think, you know, tell me what you think. Like, what do you think is going to happen? Grab your coffee with Carrie. Share this with a friend, and tell me where you're watching from. So I got three asks. Number one, tell me where you're watching from. Number two, get all of your real estate friends here because it's almost 2025. And then number three, what do you think the trends are going to be for 2025? I've got my old lead gen list. I've got my Mark list, although this has been updated. I just haven't printed it out. So I've got his daily work list, real paper for the moment, real paper for the moment. I also have the weekly checklist. I've also got the monthly checklist. And then I've also got the quarterly checklist. Some of you, this is what I taught in my membership. I still have a coupon for the membership if you still want to join. If you did not renew, 2025 is going to be different. I've got my twin sisters going to be teaching with me. I'm still going to throw in the coaching calls, but it is not a part of the membership anymore because what I found is that I'm always teaching and people aren't asking enough questions. Although I am now asking a question when you go to the Zoom link. So good morning again. So thank you for watching. I got my friends from Chicago in the room. I'm in the suburbs here in Illinois. I got Texas. How's it going? Okay, so I think because you guys have not seen me in a while, I am not getting where's everybody at? I know it's all right because you can always come back and watch the replay. And then what I will do is I will make sure that I will e-blast out the replay to everyone. So let's get into this. Oh, hey, Christy, you're close. Yeah, good morning again. I got Carol Stream in the building. It's that time of year when we seem to get motivated to work on our businesses. Do you feel like that's true for you? Do you feel like during the holidays, whether you celebrate them or not, do you feel like people are happier? Some of you, now I am clear that there are some people out there in the world that are like, Carrie, the holidays are just not fun for me. Maybe there's that trigger moment and you're like, ugh, but I still like the holidays. And I've also realized that if you are someone that you have a reason to not like the holidays, let me challenge you to get involved and volunteer because I think that'll get you back. I think that'll help you realize the benefit of the holidays. It's not just about the stuff, it's about the give back. So again, this is the time of year even I feel like I am so motivated. I want to get involved and I'm happier. Anyone feel like you're happier? And let me tell you what happened the other day. I had someone say, maybe a friend that came over, and he was like, Christmas decorations are down and it's time to start the next year because this year wasn't great. Does anyone feel like this year was not the way they wanted it to be? Is there anyone that feels like you're looking forward to 2025? Tell me in the feed because I already asked you. Tell me what you think the trends are going to be in 2025, and then I asked you to tell me. Now I'm asking, what do you think? What do you think 2025 is going to be like? And then, do you feel like you're ready for the new year? Anyone? Anyone? Tell me in the chat. Okay. So again, I said I am ready to start the new year. Here, let me do. I'm sending out an e-blast. Maybe. All right. So let me get into it. So my first question was, what do you think the trends will be in 2025? Now, even before I get to my list, there are some things that I absolutely think that real estate agents are going to, there are some that are going to hang their licenses. I think that some people think that real estate was really hard since the pandemic. We have more real estate agents get into the business in during the pandemic. Anyone remember their offices? Anyone like I was training almost 300 agents a month, almost 300. I see it. Watch for the new year. 2025 will be busy. 2025 will be busy. I actually think it's going to be busy. Now, some of you know, I always talk about my husband. His goal is to renovate, but he has a listing appointment today. He has someone that has to wait until January. He has a property in private. So 3 listings already. But I did make him start doing his checklist. So I do think that helped a little bit. So I do think that 2025 will be better than 2024. Now, did anybody watch the news this morning? Anyone? Did you see? I watched the news, and I don't know which news you watch. But I can say on the news, and I'm not gonna say which news. But let me send this email. Good morning. Join me on IG. Click here. So the news said that they believe that buyers and sellers are going to be a little bit realistic when it comes to interest rates, to putting their homes on the market. Does anyone think that? What do you think about real estate? And I'm not going to talk actual interest rates. I want all of you to work with your lenders because interest rates change every day and usually typically Monday through Friday. So I don't think interest rates are ever going to be back to that. Like I can say, what was it? November 2022, we were around 3%, maybe even lower. And then all of a sudden there was an uptick. That was rare. Some of you really need to know that was rare. In the feed, does anyone remember their first purchase? Mine was 7% NNR. Anyone? Like, was it higher? Was it lower? What do you remember about your first purchase? That was mine in 1997. So again, the news said that buyers and sellers are going to get realistic. And the news said that they believe there might be a little more inventory. Now, I don't know if I believe that's going to be true. I think that inventory might get a little stable depending on where you are, but I don't think it's going to be like it was I don't think the inventory is going to be like 2019 and 2018 where we saw more houses on the market. 2008 in my market, we had I see it 8% for an interest rate. Bought in 2016, 3.6. Yeah, that was rare. That's when I refinanced. Mine was 8 to 10%. Some of you need to really realize that interest rates where they are now, or even when I refinanced, I think it was 2015, I got a 3.5 and people were begging me. I was at 5%. I was like, I'm fine. Nobody wants to be bothered with this. So again, 2008, we had in Illinois 100,000 properties on the market, and now we're under 17,000. We're like 16.3 or something like that. So again, the news is predicting interest rates, buyers and sellers getting more realistic and realizing that the cost of home ownership might not be what you want it to be. Although, they always say, that you can, change your interest rates. I do believe that. Once they go down, I believe that you'll have the ability to refi, but we'll get back to that. All right. So, because I am sending out an e-blast. So here's what I believe. Are you ready? And then I'm going to give you some lead generation tips. So number 1, in no specific order. This was is it a little choppy? Is my mic okay now? How about now? Is it better? Tell me. Okay. So so here's what's happening. Number 1, in no specific order. These are my predictions even before I watch the news. Again, in no specific order. Buyers and sellers will begin to get realistic about home prices. In 2024, In Florida, we already started to see it stabling. We're seeing a stabilization. And for anyone that was on the coast or anyone that was impacted by the hurricane, it's different. Like they're struggling. I had a real estate agent say to me, Carrie, I have someone that wants to move to Illinois, but they're having trouble selling their property. And I'm like, give me the address. I'll help you look it up. I'm not going to go after your client. But it they're having it is really different in Florida than it is in Illinois. So buyers and sellers, I believe in 2025, will get realistic about home prices. The airport. Number 2, buyers will get realistic about interest rates. Now, I'm going to also say for number 3, sellers will get realistic about interest rates because of the interest rates, affordability is different. So I truly believe that because of these interest rates, properties are staying on the market a little bit longer, unless you are in that sweet spot. So some of you, when I tell you interest rates are impacting affordability, some of you need to come see me in class to learn data. To me, this is not a trend. I don't care if you're using ChatGPT, Copilot, Google Gemini to explain it. You got to learn how to explain data. So number 3, I believe sellers will get realistic about affordability. So affordability for sellers. Now, number 4, the next gen buyer is waiting to buy. And when I say the next generation buyer, and this is based on Mark and I and our kids. And so one of our kids said, I don't want to buy because I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to buy because I want to be able to move when I want to move. And we were like, okay, you can move where you want to move. You move out, the landlord's going to make a living off of you, right? And so then another kid said, I can't buy. So the next generation buyer is waiting to buy. Why? Because of affordability. But number 2, they're like, I just want to do what I want to do. Have some, if you got some kids, you know what I'm talking about. But one of my kids, the 25-year-old, said, when I went to Denver, and I'm like, Lauren, just talk about this. You can't buy here in Denver. And she was like, right, Mom. I'm like, I can't. I said, but let's talk about what you're paying for rent. And let's say this is what I think. I don't remember. Somewhere around $800 or $900 a month for rent. And there's 4 of them in this house. And I said, now you add that up. What if because I'm going to be involved in this one. What if we go buy a property in Denver, somewhere in Denver? It may not be where you really want to be first, and then you rent out the other rooms, all in. Like, she's like, what day are we talking this weekend? And I need a realtor in Denver. If you're here, I'm giving you first dibs. Otherwise, I got somebody else I'm about to call. So that's number 4. That next generation buyer is waiting. Number 5, hedge funds. I am seeing more people call to buy property and to get real estate agents to do the work to find the properties. And there are some agents that are working with the hedge funds and they're scooping up the property. Some of you need to go Google real estate trends. I put it in ChatGPT before I started, and I haven't gone back to look because I'm going to tell you what it said. So some of you need to, if you're getting phone calls or someone's direct messaging you on LinkedIn and they're saying, hey, do you have any properties? I have a buyer, and they're working with a hedge fund. They are buying up the properties, and then the next generation is renting them. Now, I did ask Mark what he thought about the trends, and he was like, I just think there's going to be more people wanting to rent. I'm like, yeah, but if they keep renting, they're never going to build wealth. Number 6, AI is going to be a game changer. How many of you are actually using artificial intelligence? If you're in the membership, my twin sister every month is going to talk to you about your AI buddy, your AI brainstorm buddy. Every month she's doing a class for me, so I don't have to be the only one teaching. I'm giving myself some relief. One of you knows. So AI is going to be a game changer. So write down, you need to log into it every day and try to learn something new with AI. Number 7, inventory will remain low in many markets, although in Florida, we have seen a huge change in the industry when it comes to properties that are on the market. They're staying on the market longer. We've even had people that didn't list with us. You know who you are. And they're like, can you help me? In my pettiness, we're like, no. But I go and do the research to find out why home prices are going to start to adjust in Florida. No matter what. Like I got 3 things going on: coffee, breakfast, Mark brought me this water and I got another water. Anyway, I digress. Number 8, I believe, and I'm not going to get into the weeds of this, but number 8, again, in no specific order, we will see some major changes to the real estate industry associations, MLSs, and innovative ways to work with how we get paid. That's what I believe. So my number 7, inventory, I believe is going to remain low in many markets. It's still low in Illinois. In Florida, we have more properties on the market. So here's what you must know. What state are you in? You need to go log into your data trends and you need to go see if there's a trend. Are you seeing an uptick? And if I were to log even into my MLS, and maybe I'll do that when I get to the lead generation section. I can tell you median sales prices, a part of the inventory will remain low. Median sales prices in many of our markets are still up. In some cities, they've stabilized in Illinois. That I've seen. So again, if you're like, Carrie, is this in all places or just in Florida? I am telling you, you need to go do your own research for your market. In Florida, properties are sitting on the market longer, and anyone that was in any of those areas impacted by the hurricane, they're hurting differently. It's different now. Even and again, in Kissimmee, we are starting to see more properties sit, and new construction, boy, I'm sure they wish they could offer a bonus because they can't. All right. So again, number 8, we will see some major changes to our industry associations, MLSs, and innovative ways to work with how we get paid. I'm going to talk about this in the membership. I'm not going live about it. I have some of I'm already seeing the trends. I'm already seeing the news articles. I'm already seeing what's happening even in our market and what people are trying and testing because it's coming. And again, innovative ways on how we get paid. Some of you are mad at some of the other agents in your markets based on how they do their marketing. You need to suck it up because it's coming. And number 9, I think a lot of agents are going to get out. I do. I think a lot of agents are like, it's not working. And I will tell you, for some of you, it's not working because you're not giving yourself the business. You're not giving yourself the work to do every single day. So here's I'm in my market, and then I'm going to give you some lead generation tips. Since January of 2004, inventory has remained the same of new houses, or I'll say properties on the market at the end of a period. So, and it's the same. So around really close to 17,000. And we have been going down in inventory since October 2008. Now, remember, at the beginning, I told all of you in Northern Illinois, or a lot of Illinois, we had 102,000 properties on the market. So if you're listening to me and I'm telling you the trends, I am telling you inventory, I think, in Illinois is going to remain stable, and we'll keep watching. And if you join me in class, especially for those of you in the membership, I'm going to be doing a training on the new updates for ChatGPT because I told you, number 6, AI is going to be a game changer. Now, I do want to tell you, closed sales are the same as 2008. Closed sales, we had 105,000 properties sold. Homeowners got the keys. And then in November 2024, so at the end of the year, the end of those 12 months, the same number of properties sold. I'm telling you this when we talk about trends, there is enough there's enough inventory for real estate agents to make a living. The problem is you are working with a plan. If you are not working with a plan, the agents that actually work on purpose, and I'm saying keep it simple in 2025, those are the agents that will remain relevant. We had a lot more houses on the market at the end of the period in 2008. The same number of properties are closing. It's just inventory is low. So you have to work smarter. So number 10 is you have to work smarter. So that's my trend report. And I also believe, and many of you said this at the beginning when I asked you what do you think the trend is going to be. Some of you said that you think that there's going to be more business, and I do believe there's going to be more business. Mark has already gotten phone calls, so he's got one listing. He's got a listing appointment now, and then this was a referral for where we live. We're waiting on things have to finish at the end of if you're in probate, things like that. All right. So for those of you that have questions, use the Q&A down at the bottom somewhere, and let's talk about lead generation. So some of you, before I was teaching every Friday in December, I taught a class in my membership on, working simply in 2025. And I challenged you in a previous live. I think it was it Black Friday? I went live to talk about a daily checklist. So this is what I want all of you to do. I want you to think about what you're willing to do. So some of you saw, I actually did a video and I said, Mark, I'm going to teach because last week I taught every day for the accredited buyer rep class, and I left this with Mark. And I came home and I said, what did you do? Now, let me tell you the list of what I created. And I told him, I said, okay, I know you're going to get up every day and work out. Done. I told him I want you to mail to the cancels and expires every single day. And when I told him that, he knows what I want him to do. And right now in my MLS, I have 4 expireds that happened last night at midnight. And in my MLS, when it comes to cancels, let me tell you how many. There are, drum roll. Right now, canceled, there are 33 canceled in my MLS based on the areas that I selected. So I wanted Mark to do this every single day. The third thing was I wanted him to follow up on expireds that were still not listed. So every week he's supposed to go back and look at the ones he mailed to. Then the other one was check the MLS hot sheet every day. What's new? What's new in the city we live in? Is inventory going up or down? I wanted him to do this every day. Every day. Now you could say, Carrie, I could do that weekly. Then the next one was I wanted him to add 1 to 5 new contacts into the CRM, of which he just canceled. So into the MLS every day, 1 to 5. You can handle 1, right? I wanted him to post on social media. That didn't happen. I want him to read for 15 to 30 minutes a day. That didn't happen. I wanted him to engage on social media. He doesn't engage. He just watches. Addiction. And then I wanted him to send 1 handwritten note a day. And then I said, call 1 to 5 people a day to let them know you're still living and you're in the business. Let me tell you what he really did. And this is why his list changed. He did get up and work out. He checked the hot sheet. He called 5 people a day. That's it. That's what happened. That's all he got done. So I was like, okay, Mark, what are you willing to do? I went back to the list. He said, I'm willing to do this. I said, no, you're not. You're not going to do cancels and expires. So what am I saying to all of you? I want you to sit down. It can be on Trello. It can be in your Google to-do list. It can be on Todoist. It could be on Outlook. It could be on any of them, right? TJ, can you guys hear the grandbaby? So what I want all of you to do is to come up with your list. And I want you to think about what you are willing to do every single day. Do you think you could do that? Now, let me get into the lead generation. That's a part of the lead generation. Hold on. Okay, so now here's what I truly believe is going to be a part of lead generation and also a trend. Or I don't want to call this a trend, but what I know is happening. Pre-foreclosures is up. Pre-foreclosures are up in many markets. So I'm going to prove it. So number 1, I want all of you to start considering mailing to pre-foreclosures every single month. So we've been doing it near our house every single month. We've done it 3 times now. I'll let you know when someone calls. So I'm going to go pull anyone in my market. What area would you want to have a pre-foreclosure in? Anyone in Illinois? I could also look up Florida, but in Illinois, is there anything? Anyone? City? Okay, okay, I'm going to go pull Romeoville and Bolingbrook. So I'm going to go back to January. I'll go back to last 12 months. So I went back to 2023. Okay, Yorkville, Crest Hill. Yorkville is not huge. So some of you that have smaller communities, you might want to pick the neighboring cities. But because someone said Crest Hill, I'm going to put in Crest Hill. And then I'm going to tell you how many, and then these are residential. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. So this is Crest Hill. Three. So then I saw another one, Yorkville. Some of you need to, if you are only looking at these smaller cities, you need another city. You need to add. So here's Yorkville. 11, and of the 11, for the person that said Yorkville, one of them was expired and one of them has already gone back to the bank. Then I saw Orland Park. Here we go. Here we are. It's thinking. In Orland Park, you have 46. Of the 46 pre-foreclosures, there are, some of them have already gone back to the bank. Let me tell you how many. I think 3. Give me a second. 4. 4 have already been pre-foreclosed. I have already been foreclosed on. So some of you need to get yourselves together because you have not been doing the work. So I'm looking up Frankfort. And then I'm going to go, you guys can go figure out the other ones. There's only 8. So Matricia, there's 8 and one of them expired recently. So I am in Realist. You can get pre-foreclosures in RPR, Realtors Property Resource. You can get pre-foreclosures in Remine. You can get pre-foreclosures in Realist. Those are the 3 I am using. These are not listed. The ones I saw, not listed, but I'll give you a larger city. So I'm going to go with Joliet. And these are all residential, at least 1 bedroom. So in Joliet, there are 2 on the market. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3 to 10. There are 8 that are expired that weren't relisted. And of the 62, well, I should say, because one of them is on the market. 2 of them are on the market. 4 of them have already gone back to the bank and one of them is listed. And I bet that real estate agent doesn't even know. So if you are in the membership, I have a letter for pre-foreclosures. And if I were working pre-foreclosures, the first thing I would do is send them a letter with data. And I would use AI for that. I would just get my data from my multiple listing service and show them that the market has improved. And because here's what we know about pre-foreclosures. If you have never taken the short sale foreclosure class, rep class, SFR, number 1 is they have options. Some of you need to go to Fannie and Freddie Mac to look up the rules for pre-foreclosures or a short sale, but not every property that's in pre-foreclosure is going to be a short sale. So remember, what's a short sale? It means that they own the property and they bought it at this amount maybe, but it is now only worth this. So a short sale is being sold short of what they owe. So the bank has to approve it, but a pre-foreclosure could have equity. So just because someone is in pre-foreclosure does not mean that they are upside down and it has to be a short sale. So if you have never targeted short sales, or pre-foreclosures, number 1, start mailing, send data. Number 2, if someone calls you and you still don't know what to do, find somebody in your office and do it with them. Split it for all I care. The key is fast nickel, slow dime. If you need to make all the money, you will be broke. Okay. So again, in no specific order, you need to target pre-foreclosures. Now, let me go through this checklist real quick. And then if you have questions, put them in the Q&A. So this is something I do every year when I go live. So the leads, I gave you my trends list. Number 1, decide where you will farm for seller leads. So again, I gave you a tip right out the gate, which is pre-foreclosures. Some of you need to work your sphere of influence. If you don't have the pocketbooks to mail, get on the phone and email. Get on the phone, call, text, email, all of it. If you can do direct mail, mail to your target market and add a call to action. How can you capture their name, their address, email address, and phone number. You can use a Google form. You could use a landing page. You could use Cloud CMA. Number 3, start creating. So I have create Facebook, YouTube, and IG videos. I'm going to tell you one of the trends. I should have wrote this down as one of the trends, my number 11 or 10. One of the trends is you need to start using YouTube for real, because now you can create 3-minute videos on YouTube. You can only create 60-second videos. So if you go back to your trends list, YouTube for social media, because you can post on YouTube just like Instagram. So it doesn't have to be videos, but video. We've been talking about videos for years. Another trend when it comes to not just real estate is that images are going to make a comeback. So if you were like, I didn't want to do video, images. So you need to start creating content for Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And I will tell you, I'm not going to give up on TikTok, but if you have TikTok, just you can repurpose it. And the benefit of creating content on data or for sellers is now when someone Googles you, you are the person that they can see, and it shows social proof. It shows that you are in the business of real estate. Number 4, create tips on selling a home. You might want to go back to adding those free downloads. Give. If you don't want to do a free download, you need to create content every single day. Number 6, what tools will you use to create your marketing? Canva. I think all of you should pay for it. And again, if you are not in the membership right now is still available until January 1st. You can get in at the discounted rate. You can go to the link in my bio. After that, after I'm being coached, there's not going to be a monthly fee. There will be a quarterly fee, because 2026, the membership is probably going to have a major change. I'm not sure I'm going to have it the same way. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be the same way, because I'm tired, y'all. Tired, man. Anyway, if you're not in the membership, you can go to, I believe it's still smartgrowuniversity.com, where I show you how to create landing pages with Google. And number 8 is consistency. Consistency. Here, this is what will help you with your consistency, is write down what you are willing to do, especially if you're dual career. If you are full-time, and by the way, if you're in the membership, I updated this and I gave you Monday through Friday at the top. So you can check off what you did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then on a weekend, you could give yourself a break, but you know you are working for real Monday through Friday. If you are dual career, you could change that daily checklist to 2 days a week. Maybe you're just like, I need a break. Because what happens is for those of you that have a real job, I know what you do on the weekend. You're tired. You don't want to do this. But how motivated are you to do real estate full time? And I have another trend that I meant to put down. So I said YouTube, but I also think another trend is real estate agents need to get innovative on creating their own inventory. You need to create your own inventory. You cannot wait on someone else. Are you coming in to give a trend?
I don't know any trend.
Wait a minute. Here we go. I'm being hijacked, y'all. They can't see you. Maybe they can see you here. They can see you on this one.
But they don't have to see me.
They do. People want to see you. So what are you gonna do better? Come on, Mark.
They can see me right there. I can see myself.
Okay, what are you gonna do in 2025? Because I already told them you said you were willing to do all of this, but you're not.
You didn't let me finish. I'm going to do my checklist. I worked out today. I got up. I worked out.
What are you gonna do next? You have
I have a listing appointment today.
And it's just Mark, y'all. I know y'all want to add a us on Mark. It's for real, it's just Mark.
What?
Somebody called you Marcus.
Oh,
that's your cousin though.
Yeah.
Right. Well, go ahead.
I'm going to send we're gonna send one written hand card.
And handwritten note. We are? Why can't you do it?
Because we do everything together.
See, this is my life, y'all. Okay, what else are you gonna do today? Is that what else?
That's it.
Look.
See, Sarah understands.
No, she's saying you could do it yourself.
No, okay. I do take it to the mailbox all by myself or to the post office when I stuffed all of those envelopes. I did that all by myself.
Oh,
did I? You created it.
let me tell you, because So when I was teaching all last week and mailing the pre-foreclosures, how are you going to mail to pre-foreclosures?
What do you mean how?
How what happens?
You create the letter, and
Come on,
then I
babe.
stuff it. I put the label on. I stuff it, lick it, and take it to the post.
You don't
And
lick
send
it. They don't have that no more. Everything is
okay,
peeled
yeah.
from COVID. That nobody has a
So that's what I do. I'm pretty good at that. I'm a professional folder and stuffer. I don't mind doing that because it gives me, it's like my moment of peace.
somebody. So Chantel said, so you have a great hand holder. But this is why I think real estate agents aren't successful, is because they want somebody else to do it.
Is that what you think?
I think that's you.
So you should come up with a service for the real estate agents
For the
that
real
don't
estate.
that don't want to do it. I don't mind stuffing. We can.
But
stuff
then
it.
what do you tell that? What about the agents that don't have the money? Yep, spoiled brat. Right. Strong
Ooh,
Chicago.
Who said that?
Agent.
Ooh.
I'm spoiled. You're spoiled. Tell them again, y'all.
You're spoiled.
That's not a word.
You're more spoiled. Is that a word? Is that complete?
Maybe
Yeah,
it's a
okay.
sentence. Mark should be a professional writer. Oh no, he ain't writing nothing. How did you? He barely made it out of high school.
Girl, listen, I can write good.
See,
letters
so
with
what so
AI.
Chantel said is the pocketbook isn't there to hire someone else to do this.
So that means you have to have.
So what
gotta
can
get
she
a
do for
spouse,
free?
a kid, somebody that live at home that don't pay rent, right? Eating all your food, right? You got to use the resources that you have. You have them all around you. It's just like when we were coming up, I was a remote control. My parents would be sitting here. I need to go turn that TV to 7. We didn't have remotes. You were the remote control. So you have to use the resources that are around you to make things work.
Well,
right?
So
I'm waiting on a comment for that one. Right?
Well, these kids today don't want to do it.
It ain't about, see, that's where y'all got that wrong. It ain't about what y'all want to do. You live here, it's free. You do what I tell you to.
Is that what you think? I don't know about that. Yeah, I think they really paying attention. Okay, so what could somebody do that doesn't cost anything except for time? Yep, I use my kids to stuff them envelopes. Why are you going back to the good old days?
Come on. That's true. Listen, everybody wants to eat, and if this is our income, we can all do this on the weekends.
Yeah, they said you said I'm the remote control.
I'd be sitting close to the TV, be like, hey, I need you to turn that TV. You be thinking.
Somebody said I'll make him work. The 4-month-old can't do the work yet.
Not yet. But the Bible says train up a child and what?
In the way they should go.
Come on. And they will not depart. So you got to train them up. If they're gonna be in the business, you gotta start them out young.
Let's see. Mark is the resource manager now. Right. So, but what can they do that doesn't cost anything?
They do that all the time. They're on the phone. They're on the phone all day.
So tell him.
Tell him. Phone call 1 to 5 people a day.
When you called, because I made him do this last week. What did you call people to say? Did you sell them or did you just call?
I just called to check on. I just called to check. I said, hey, this Mark just calling, checking in, see how things are going, blah, blah, blah. And
how's the baby? Because somebody was pregnant when they bought.
And now the baby's what, 5 or 6 years old?
Right. So you ain't been following up.
No, but you know what? They were glad to hear from me when I started. They were glad to hear from me. They was like, oh, Mark, we ain't heard from you, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, I need to do better too. So it can be done.
So that's free. What else can they do?
Engage on social media for a few minutes. Yeah.
You are addicted. You don't
engage. I'm not addicted.
Oh, you're addicted.
No,
let me tell
you the difference of somebody that's addicted. They can't hear when they're
Go ahead.
They can't hear. I can be talking to you and you could be sitting in the passenger seat and you're scrolling and I'm like, Carrie, this. And then you want me to repeat myself.
That is not addiction. That is zoned out. I have the Michael Jordan.
Can I tell you something? Coming up back in the day, wasn't no such thing as zoned out. Wasn't no such thing.
These poor ADD kids. Why, you got popped?
Listen, and they're not gonna say it to you 2 and 3 times. So being zoned out, that's not an excuse.
But you don't engage on social media. You just.
I may not respond because that's not,
You're a stalker.
No, I'm a searcher.
Okay, so what else can they do?
Let me see.
Because I know you're not. Okay.
They can check the MLS for
that you do. Because what are you always looking for?
I'm looking for a deal. but even though deals don't necessarily come from the MLS, but you know, closed mouths don't get fed. So you got to get out. I went to play ball today. One of my friends is getting married. And I was like, hey, when you get ready to buy, call me. Oh, Mark, you in real estate? You didn't know? Ask anybody in this gym. I didn't know. I said, okay, so now you get married in June. I'm looking for you to buy a house in May, June, or July. Call me. He said, okay, Mark, I got you.
So now, but you get his number so we can.
I've been had his number.
But you should have got his. I'm looking for you to get all the details.
That ain't how boys work. Boys don't work like that. But we talk all the time. And I see him all the time at the gym.
Okay, you letting him buy a house with somebody else.
He ain't gonna buy nobody else. He ain't gonna buy nobody from nobody else. We don't roll like that. Men are kind of loyal in that regards when it comes to that. And he's new to the game, and he gonna want some expertise.
Okay, let me see what they saying. They say, and when he was he will not depart from. Okay, it was really stalking if they aren't posting. Is it? Mark Mr. Relationship. They call me Mr.
But I don't necessarily post.
You don't. Mark does not post unless I post. He is here because he heard me talking about him.
I didn't hear that, but what were you saying about me?
I'm like, you're not doing this.
You don't know what I did. I did 2 of these already. I've talked to 1 to 5 people today. I got up, I worked out, and I'm waiting for you to finish so you can create me some marketing so I can get it in the mailbox over the weekend. And I have a listing appointment today or tomorrow.
I told them that.
So
wife is going to choose another realtor and not use Mark, right, Pablo? Let me tell you that's it. Pablo said the wife is going to use another realtor and not choose you.
See, you talking about the guy from the gym? No, we don't roll like that. We don't roll like that. We listen. In my community of basketball people at the gym, we are really loyal. We are.
Okay, Gia said we need to know that friend's name so we can get the follow-up.
Oh no, he didn't already text me. Name Steve, but y'all won't get y'all his last name. But what I'm saying is, like, we created an app, not an app, like a WhatsApp chat. We chat all the time. Everybody was like, hey, I got some extra tickets. Do anybody want to go to a game? You know, they're free. Or whatever the case may be. But we are always.
So we should be like, does anybody got some extra tickets to go see Kevin Hart? Because Mark didn't buy my tickets. Should have bought them myself.
Well, we said we was doing something different.
Oh yeah, we are.
25,
we are.
Right?
We're not spending no money.
You want to see me and you can have our own comedy show. You let you stand up and say a few things. I can say a few things. And we can
the Mark and Carrie show.
That's right.
Comedy show.
That's right.
The link for the membership is in my bio. If you DM me and you can't figure it out, I'll send it back to you. And there's a coupons until 31st because I got to do something different in 2025. I can't work this hard. So we're not spending money. Let me tell y'all what he did. So now that you have, for those of you that are just joining and you missed all of the tips, there's always a blog post because I use AI to create the blog post. So Mark, what you doing?
I'm acting like I'm working with you.
You acting like you work. They can't see you.
But that's okay. They can hear me.
Somebody said they'll watch our show. So Mark, what let me tell y'all what happened. He made me get rid of, scoot over, YouTube TV. He made me get rid of Disney Plus. He made me get rid of Netflix. I had to get rid of what else? Hulu. And that's a whole nother story.
That was your fault.
That was my fault.
Had nothing to do with me.
Because I the payments that I was seeing go through for Hulu, I was being double charged. So anyway, but they're gonna credit me for the whole amount. So YouTube TV, he said no more. One of the kids has already said they're doing a petition so I can keep Disney.
See, listen, you over a certain age, you can buy that yourself. You can do that yourself.
Yeah, they all freaked out when we shut it down. And then I was watching YouTube TV and I was watching my last, no, we got a better deal now. We got the box, maybe. So I'm watching my show and YouTube TV shut down on the 23rd. You should have seen the neighbor was like, I guess it's time for me to go. Carrie is pissed.
But you know, you learn. You learn. It's just like during the pandemic when we had YouTube TV. It was something to get adjusted to, right? So you have.
It was only $35 a month. Now it's like $85. So man.
You got to learn to adjust.
And the Oscar for the best acting for best supporting actor goes to.
Let's go,
Mark. So we can do our own comedy show. We're gonna do our own show.
We're not gonna do no.
You want to do relationship talks? No.
It
Because
just-
if
it
y'all
just-
want a relationship talk, we need to see in person. Because Mark got some things he would like to say to some people.
it just has to be real. You
Because
know, people are, you know, they're not realistic.
okay. So for those of you on YouTube, thanks for watching. And what, Mark? What are you saying? So leave people with your final tips.
The final tip:
Yeah.
if you don't do the work, if you keep